Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to my review of Season 1 of Natsume's Book of Friends. If you're new here, welcome, my name's Aiden. We do variety, weeb shit, reactions, gaming, and recently we just finished Season 1 of Natsume Book of Friends. You can watch the full reaction playlist on the channel, all full-length reactions, so you need your own copy of the episode, but that is there to view if you're interested in that. And I'm just giving my final initial and final thought. I guess that doesn't really work, but just some talking about season one, which I thought was extremely good. Natsume's I feel like it's a very well regarded series in general, though I weirdly enough, I have heard people say it's underrated. I don't know. I've heard a lot about it in the anime community. I think in like YouTube reaction stuff, there's not a lot on it, which is kind of a shame, just because it really is amazing. I don't really like have a list of my favorite anime, but kind of like with our last series, July and April, I would say this is probably like top 20, top 30. Um, Granted, I've watched like over like high 200s in the anime, so that's very good. Um, it could be higher. I just need to like I haven't like formally like placed it on like a list or anything. Um, but no, I really loved it. First, in general, the episodic nature of it, I thought it was really good for an episodic show. To be fair, I don't really know too many episodic anime shows. Like, I try to think of it, but nothing really comes on the top of my head besides, like, Jigoku Shoujo, which is also amazing, so I don't really want to compare them because they're both amazing. Death Parade's kind of episodic, but I do like this better than Death Parade. Maybe, yeah, like there's like semi-episodic shows, but nothing like pure episodic like this. And the thing like I want to praise with it is usually episodic shows have weaker episodes sprinkled into the listing just because you need to make a brand new plot every episode. Unlike shows that actually have a plot line that can branch off but generally follows the plot line. Like, obviously there could be bad episodes too, but I feel like it's less, since it's more streamlined into a plot. You tend to find um like weaker episodes within it, where episodic shows in general, and I'm just taking my experience mainly from television shows, because like I said, I don't really remember a lot of episodic anime shows. There tend to be like more just random uh subpar episodes throughout. But honestly, with Natsume, I feel like at worst there's some that were like good episodes, so almost were great. Um Emotional roller coaster, I like to call it. There's a lot of like emotions in each. Obviously a good chunk of wholesomeness, some sadness sometimes that actually hits some pretty nice sad notes. A little bit of horror, obviously, with the theme of yokai. While I would say generally the show isn't very scary, there were some genuinely spooky moments with like the one where he was dreaming he was like disintegrating into dust, or like one of the final episodes with the shadow person chasing him was kind of spooky. Like there are some horror notes in there that I find genuinely scary. Um, Comedy, there's obviously some good comedic episodes. The Capybara one was great, stuff like that. I wouldn't say romance yet, though. There's obviously the Sasuna love interest, kind of, possibly can develop. Um, but yeah, just a lot of well crafted and mixed emotional elements throughout each episode that I think work very well. Um, Obviously, for episodic shows, you need a good cast and like new cast like every episode, which is also kind of a challenge. But I think they handle it pretty well. The core cast, while besides Natsume and Niento, a little underdeveloped at the moment. Like we got one episode, Tanama themed episode, and one Sasada themed episode basically. And through the rest of the series, they're like tiny bits sprinkled in. You know, we have certain reoccurring yokai with the Fox Child and stuff. But since this is such a long series with like multiple seasons, since this season is good enough, I feel like even if I wanted a bit more development with some of the characters, since it's such a long runtime, I feel like we'll get it eventually, so it's not really a problem for me. And as an episodic show, you can't... I guess it is harder to develop the cast, besides the main ones that always show up. Speaking of the cast, I feel like it's pretty strong. I like Natsume and his sort of low-key growth. Like he grows throughout the series, but like none of the characters like really talk about it, but you can easily see his growth from a shy kind of introvert character to the Natsume VC from the final episode, friendly, strong, physically strong, still like quiet-ish and a little reserved, but he's definitely a stronger character now. Niento's hilarious, cute, and secretly wholesome. You got Touko, aka Miki Ito, on the voice line, aka my favorite, best voice actress, so that just adds some production value into his character. And again, hearing wholesome Miki Ito is great. If you watch the reaction, you know I bring that up a lot, so because I'm a fanboy. Tanama, Sasada, I think they're alright. I'll need more from them, but I like the vibes so far. Some yokai I think are goated. Tsubami was really good. Hotaru was really good, but they're gone forever. Exorcist Bro is going to be interesting. Definitely going to be... I feel like there's going to be some antagonistic notes in a further season just from how they ended with his character. Hiragi was cool. Fox Child, who I called a girl for like the longest time until the last episode, is cool. First yokai was cool. Like there's lots of memorable characters. Capybara, gotta love capybaras, man. Just the general yokai theme is also pretty exciting. It even made me buy a book on yokai just to learn about them. I've always thought Asian ghost stories, not even just Japan, like even like Southeast Asia stories have been like very interesting to me, so actually like formally reading about it is it's been fun. So that's I like the vibe of it. You know, when you think of slice of life, you usually don't mix in ghosts, well, yokai. Ghosts aren't yokai. Yokai are monsters basically, so, or yokai are yokai. That's actually what the book said. You know, people call yokai ghosts or monsters. No, yokai are just yokai. So it's a very interesting sort of setting theme to add in. You know, I love the countryside theme. Lots of my favorite anime use rural Japan, which is always interesting for me. Music was pretty good throughout the episode. Pretty strong score. Opening and ending are good too. I wouldn't rate them top tier from the pool of anime we've reacted to the channel currently, but I would say it's high middle for sure. Even like throughout the reactions, I'm like, I always say that, but I do like sing along both opening and ending just because they are really catchy. Maybe it's just the general vibe of the show that sort of, I don't know, makes the songs more viable, if that made sense. Yeah, music's solid for sure. Animation I think is generally good. You can definitely see the age a bit, but the character designs and art designs are pretty unique. It's very light in a way. I don't know if, like, I'm not an artist, I don't know if that's the best description to see, but the like color palettes, like they seem very lightly done. But I do like the designs. Obviously the yokai look cool. It's probably like the harder part to design, making cool looking yokai. I think they genuinely did a good job. I like Natsume's design too. He looks probably the coolest out of the humans, not including Yuujinchou and girl farmers wearing Rena Ryuju's school outfit. But yeah, art's good. I don't really have a problem with any of the art. You can tell it's a little old, but I think in general it holds up pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. What's my favorite episode? Let me just bring up the episode list. We can choose. It's easier to choose a favorite episode in an episodic show, just because they're pretty separate. First episode's good. Second one's the leaf guy, right? And the dishwasher, I think. Phantom of Yet. Ooh, I don't actually remember Phantom of Yatsuhara. What would that be? Oh, that's introducing Tanama. Never mind. I do that's where you meet the comedy duo. Shidore and the girl, that's also this episode. Heart-colored capybara. Swallow is Tsubame. Fox child is Fox child. Afro lights, Hotaru, Yokai exorcist is exorcist. Asagi is the disintegrating one. They're all pretty good. I don't know what I would put. For some reason, I really liked Tsubami's. So episode 6 was a banger for me. 5 was also a wholesome. 5 was the wholesome banger. 6 was like kind of the sad banger, along with, I think 6 tied with 8, the sad banger. Yeah, I mean, like there's barely, like they're all like pretty memorable and good. It's hard to choose a favorite moment. But yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really have more to say. I definitely am interested in checking out the rest of the series. It's long though, and I want to do other stuff. But season 2 will definitely return to the channel. So thank you for watching this review. If you've watched the reaction series, and thank you for also checking that out. And if you haven't subbed, please consider it. Again, we have a lot of anime stuff we check out and review other different anime, and again we will eventually get back to Natsume's Book of Friends. But yeah, peace.